Hey guys, David here from Mindful Kung Fu on behalf of Sudakwon Academy. Thanks for joining us again. Today we're going to talk about rebound energy. It's about absorbing and bouncing out of there. You've heard of pep in your step? Well, today we're going to put bounce in your step. Let's go do this. In the previous videos we have talked about releasing, coming out of the ground with your power, and we've also talked about receiving and bringing it back into the ground. So we pretty much understand that power or energy starts from the ground and then comes out or starts out here and goes back into the ground. For those of you who do not know these concepts, check out the other videos on redirection of power and releasing power. Today we're going to talk about rebound energy. Now rebound is kind of the combination of both. You're bringing energy in and then releasing it back out. Let's take a look. When it comes to rebound energy, we kind of have to know at least a little bit about physics, okay? Now, the idea of pushing energy into the ground and allowing it to compress, right? It compresses in on itself, and then that compression allows it to then expand back out, okay? That's what happens when you take something like a rubber ball, right, which is what we're doing, and it hits a hard surface. You notice the rubber ball kind of compresses in on itself enough for it to build up, and then it expands back out. And that's the same thing we can do with our muscles and with our leg. So I sit in, I compress down to build power, and then I explode back out. You see? So I become the basketball, essentially. One, and. Yeah, one more time. Slowing down here. And whoom, back out. And that would be the idea of rebound energy. Now, we've also talked about pathways, so it's really important that we understand the path here. Before, our path would just come straight up in one direction, or we would receive it into one direction. Now, we're putting that path in and then building a new path as it comes back out. So I can essentially bring my energy or bring my opponent's energy, let's say, in and then come right back out. Or I can use my energy, step into something to parry out of the way, and then go right back in on it if I need to do that. It's best if we take a look at this on an opponent. Let's go take a look. All right, guys, so now we're going to take a look at this rebound energy in terms of bringing your opponent's energy in and bringing it back out. We've talked about the punch. Now we're going to talk about receiving our opponent's energy. So come on over here, Andrew. So from here, he pushes in. As he pushes in, I have nice alignment. My back leg has all the bunt, and I can bring it right back in at him, okay? He comes in, back out. And the more tense they get, the easier it is to move them out. It's really interesting, but it's really important this alignment is here. You don't want to go here. If he comes like this, yeah, I have nothing. I've split the center here. The center is split. I have to come down. And now I'm using this idea. So we'll look at this a little bit. He comes in. Yeah.
That's good. That was a good one.
So again, he comes in. Now I don't even have to move much. I don't even have to move my arms. Try a couple more. One in. Notice you can just take him right off his feet.
Yep.
One in. Yeah, last one. Yeah, kind of fun, right?
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Awesome. Now we'll take a look at the same energy with some moves. All right, guys, so here we are. So now we've chatted about this feeling of building the energy into the back leg, rebounding off that back leg, and expelling or expanding the energy back into your opponent. Now we're going to look at some moves, some techniques, and see how it works too, okay? So we're just going to have us line up here. Any way is fine. That's totally fine. He's going to just have his hand out here. I'm not going to do this full speed because I want us to be able to see what's going on, right? This is intricate stuff, and I want you to be able to see everything that's going on in the feet and in the hands and so forth and so on. So his hand's just here. As he does the little jab, I reach out. Now, when I reach out and I parry here, I bring these hands together. I bring the hands together to create an energy force that brings in, we call this split energy. We'll have to do this in another video. They just keep getting more excited. Yeah. Sheesh. So I step out, boom. But the important thing is this right hand as I parry is sending energy into my right foot. So this is probably going to feel not very comfortable on your opponent. Whack!
Yeah.
You see? And it's going to have at the bottom, at the base of the hand, the palm, the feeling of the bottom of my foot. It's kind of cool how we can become a conduit. We've talked about this in other videos, this idea of becoming a conduit, so that way we're not using our muscle, we're relaxed, but it does feel kind of like this iron feel or this hard feel.
Yeah.
So one, boom, here. Now the rebound happens here as I push out, whack, and I strike. And I'm just going to simply use the two hands again because I want that energy of them to move together in order to create power. And again, here we go. He comes in, I parry, bounce, bang, back in. And again, parry, back in. Yeah. And it just gets this speed going when you can. So he's here, he comes in, bow, yeah. And I can just bounce right off that foot. If we slow it down, boing, whack. Yeah. The more energy I receive here, wow, the more he's going to get the bottom of that foot on that arm. Ponder that, yeah, that idea of here and everything that's coming up from that leg is now being transferred into that arm. Man, that whole body, I'm not a very big guy, 155 pounds, but who wants to get hit with a 150 pound or 155 pound iron bar,
yeah.
right? It's probably not going to be fun. So now if we look at what we call angles, meaning I'm just kind of angling out in different directions. In our school we call it angle 1, 2, and 3. We have numbers associated with this. But in this case we're just going to talk about angling straight to you or maybe to the angle here or here. I don't want to go back and forward because he's just going to come at me. If I go into him, we're just going to clash. Makes sense, right? So you want to go around. So in this case I angle this way to come back in, whack. Or I angle this way to angle 1 to sneak past him and then come back around here, wham. And then maybe bam, and then whack, yeah. It's easy to take someone down, especially when you're coming from that angle, you back foot angle, boom, they go right down. So the other one is if I get overwhelmed, I might step back. Now I'm stepping back a little bit, might even be turning my body in order to come back in. Or back here in order to come back, whack, and take him from this way. So we have this idea of moving energy in the ground in order to spring me in any direction.
Yeah.
How cool is that? And that is rebound energy. Bounce or shift, expand, or sorry, contract that energy and then let it expand. And when it expands, you just use your waist to direct it where it goes. And now it just directs that line of expansion, whack, right back in your opponent. And in this case, we're doing it with the hand, but I can also do it right from here. I'm just parrying up now, and then now this becomes a punch. Wham! See, so we can look at that too. He comes in, I parry, back in, whack. If he comes in a little closer, like before the grab or something like this, I can parry out, whack, and come back in too. Pushing off that back leg, whack, expanding that energy. Yeah. Feel it? Yeah. And it really works when you overwhelm your opponent. Let's say he comes in here, and I come in, and then I overwhelm him, and then come in, whack. Yeah, see, now I can shoot out in ways that they just don't expect because of understanding energy and understanding how to move that energy and rebound that energy where you want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed our study with rebound energy today. Getting into that ground, whack, coming back out of that ground with some good power into your opponent. Check it out, put it into your training. Put some padding on the walls just in case you end up going a little bit awry all over the place here. I remember my first time doing this, it was a lot of fun. And if you liked today's video, check out the others. Feel free to hit that subscribe button so we can keep in contact with you. And remember, life is about expression and passion, even when you're bouncing. And as my grandmaster always says, martial arts is not something you do, it is something that you are. Until next time, my friends.